redid my 10-gallon fish tank I had over here. I took the 10-gallon tank down and put this tank up, and I've had this tank for a good many years now. This one's a 13-gallon. I don't have the lid for it anymore, so I just had to use this on here temporary. This comes from the 10-gallon, so I just put it up here just to have some kind of cover on it. But I just wanted to do this tank because, I don't know, it's just taller, and just me, always change something other, so so it's tall, and it's like it's flat on the backside and then round on the front. And it's been up in the attic, and so I just felt froggy and wanted to use it. I think it looks a lot better because it's, of course it's 13 gallons, 3 gallons more, but it's tall. And the only thing new I got for it was those little shelf looking things, and these little ceramic. Starting to get some algae growing on them, but they're not ceramic, but they're like terracotta. So those are breakable, but it's kind of neat because you can stack them. But those little things, they're mainly used for like people who have turtles, in a tank or something, little basking shelves where they come up to the heat lamp and get heat or something. So I'd seen some people use them for a fish tank, so I just, it's the same little beta. Oh, kind of out of focus. There she is. No, she is. This is a he. I forgot. This is a male. This is a samurai. But yeah, everybody's still in here, and I took. It'd be still a little zebra Daniel. It was in there in the kitchen with the beta in the kitchen, and it got to be a little too boisterous in there for that beta. I think it kind of kept harassing the beta too much, so I put him in this tank. And those little guppies, they're hiding. They're back there in the back. There they are. The little cobra, they're called cobra guppies. And there's 2 little shrimp in here, 2 little ghost shrimp in here somewheres. There's a little algae eater. I can't pronounce it, like Otosynculus or something, I don't know, but so I don't know. They're kind of hard to see because they're kind of like see-through little shrimp. Sucks because of the reflection off the light, off the window. But so I think this plant was in the bathroom the last time, and I moved the big plant that was over here. I put it over there in the bathroom because it was actually better over there because it's getting too big for this little corner. This little pothos. That's pretty good. I'll put some of my fish tank stuff in here that I've had for a long time. I have a whole one of those plastic containers with those totes or whatever you call them. I had to keep stuff, and I just pack it in there and just use it. So I just a little clamp on, little light. So this one doesn't have a hood or like a light that sits on top of it. So I like this light because it has 3 different colors. You can do like a yellow kind of a light, and then this was more of a whiter, kind of like a daylight color. Another little fish tank ornament. And that little thing, a fish tank ornament I've had for, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years, who knows. And I took it out of the tank a long time ago and just put it in the container because all the paint was flaking off of it. So I took a couple of days ago, and we got some leftover, some spray paint laying around, and I spray painted it. I think it turned out pretty good. Of course, can't put it back in the fish tank because, you know, this old like Rust-Oleum type paint can't, not for fish tanks, but so this is my little Asian-y, I like Asian kind of stuff. So, yeah, I know me, I'm always changing stuff around. And that's that little coin his mom gave me, or gave him, like one of his trips to see her, so I put it up here. But on the picture I got off of Amazon, I think it was like $13. It's like a 12 by 18 picture, and I had the frame laying around, like just forever been laying up, and I had this. So it's one of them old cheap little Walmart frames, kind of goes with my decor. So yeah, gotta show the fish tank better, but it's hard to, too much glare off that window. But you can. I think it's better because I like this. This looks better. It's not. So I just put the 10-gallon up, and that tank right there is, like I said, it's 13 gallons. I think it might be. I think it's 17, 18 inches tall, something like that. But yeah, it's a 13 gallon, so I think this will look better. I did that. I put this tank up probably maybe a month ago now. Maybe not quite. Yeah, probably about a month. So, and I redid my my 20-gallon. I redid the furniture on it. I didn't buy nothing new for it. I just rearranged stuff and added stuff that I had. That bridge, I've had that outside of my flower beds. It actually kind of broke on me because it's been outside so long. It cracked and broke in the middle, but I was like, oh well. And then it started because it's kind of deteriorating. I've had it a long time, so I just stuck some little plants in the where the little parts kind of broke off. So, but yeah, I mean, this is all still the same as last time, but basically, took the pink plant out because it was getting a lot of algae and got starting to grow back on there again. But little beta, she that was a female. She likes that little plant. She's kind of all in there all the time. But I just kind of propped it up, kind of like what you'd see what stuff might be laying at the bottom of an ocean or a river. I know it seems kind of silly, but you know, kind of just my little thoughts of, you know, so I stacked it on top of the bridge to kind of cover where it broke, and then the parts on the backside where it kind of cracked off. So I just kind of worked with it and just, I like it better, personally. But I left this side of the tank the same because I didn't want to mess up the beta's little hidey hole. And I had one other, like this one here, this tall. I had one other different one in there, and I took it out. So now it's in the container. But, you know, it's like tires. That's what you're going to see at the bottom, like even an ocean, or not really ocean, but more like a river. You know, there's no telling what's at the bottom of the rivers and stuff like that. You know, airplanes, there's all kinds of ships in the bottom of the oceans and rivers and whatnot. And so that's just kind of what my thoughts were, and I think it worked pretty good. And I've always liked this little bridge. I've had this thing probably 10 years. I really can't say, but I'm just going to guess 10 years. And it stayed in the attic forever, and then I took it out and put it over there in the flower bed by the chickens. Just kind of little oddball stuff, and sometimes the oddball stuff looks good if you just kind of tuck it in the right spots. And of course, there's always going to be skeletons at the bottom of the oceans and rivers and stuff. So that's just the theme of this 20-gallon tank. Well, Beta, she said, I'm just glad you didn't mess with my side of the tank, because I like it over here. She can prop up in the plant, and this one's a female. Next April, Beta, I've had her 2 years. There's a little hideout, a little hidey log. I didn't mess with her little floating log. I think she's a cool looking little Beta. Little Cory cats. A little algae eater sticking his head out in the back over there. I would put that in there, but I don't really know room, and so it just kind of sits over here. I don't really like to cram a bunch of crap in the tanks. I like stuff in there, but I don't like to. I like to have places to swim. Oh, here she comes. So that was really hard to video fish tanks without reflections. Reflection of the phone and windows and so just thought I'd record this and show it, and nothing fancy, but I like it. Okay, see, she likes hanging. She likes kind of like propping up in it. Roma, sometimes she'll dart out when she gets after the neons and those two little orange, little raspberry tetras. Some people call them Harlequin tetras. I only got 2 of them left, but I've had them a good while now too. She gets after them sometimes. She kind of. The thing about betas, whatever tank, they usually kind of run the tank. So I like betas. They kind of seem to have little personalities. I think a lot of people do. I mean, of course, they're just pretty, but they do seem to have little personalities. So yeah. So this was really hard. This window over here to without that glare of that window. All kind of birds out there in the backyard just pecking along. So yeah, you kind of see the shape of it, but I like this tank a lot better. 77 degrees in the water. think this is a pretty cool looking little beta too, but this one's a male. Oh, it wants to. Well, the little guppies are kind of staying hid a lot. They're normally all out in the tank. They're kind of like, they must like this little spot here. They're like constantly swimming. I wish I could see my little moss, my little plant in there. I see the shrimp somewhere. Oh, I think I see one right there. And probably if I zoom, it's gonna mess it up, but too close. Try this one. Right there, but it's kind of blurry, I know. He's in between those columns right there, but it's not going to focus on it because, like I said, they're basically almost see-through. So, yeah. It turned out pretty good. So that's enough of my ramblings, and so I think I'll get off here. So I shall talk to you later. Bye-bye. That sounded kind of silly. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.